What if I told you that this big old turd is a giant muffler for your air intake system and is robbing you of horsepower and gas mileage? Get out of here. Shit, get. Ha. Quit looking back at me with your sad puppy eyes. That ain't gonna work. Go, go, go. Get out of here. I'm just kidding. I need that for my Yukon. I haven't bought one for the Yukon yet, so this is still needed. So what are you going to do about it, right? You look online. Cold air intakes are $300, $400, sometimes more. You can't spend all that money. I mean, I drive a 20-something-year-old truck. You really think I want to spend $400 on an air intake? So instead, what you're going to do is going to go on Amazon. You're going to search up your truck with cold air intake behind it. So for me, it's 2002 Tahoe, 5.3 liter, cold air intake. And you're going to scroll through there until you find one that fits your truck, and you're going to check it out, and it should cost you somewhere between $60 and $80 shipped to your door. It'll come with the intake tube to replace that turd, and it'll come with the cheap air filter and a filter box. Let me show you. And this is going to be what you end up with. Mostly. See, the part about it is it comes with the cheap, unknown air filter. And so we're going to replace that part. But replacing this thing takes maybe 30 minutes. All you have to do to replace it is loosen up your intake tube from the throttle body and from behind your mass airflow sensor. Yank that dude out. Open up your factory air box. Unbolt it, take it out, and replace all of that with the tube that it came with using its rubber fittings. Attach your mass airflow sensor and bolt in the new box that it gives you. And then you're going to go on to K&N's website and you're going to find a filter that's the same size as the one that came with it. You just measure the inlet size, you measure the tip of the cone and the length, or you can get whatever length you want. I chose to go with the same length because it gets it real close to the inner fender liner. That way I can support it, because one issue that I had with the cheap filter that it came with was that every time I'd go over a big bump, it would fall off, and that's not good. So the problem with these is, one, the filter. You don't know who made it, what kind of quality it is. And two, fit and finish isn't that great. But it works. It goes around all the parts that you need it to go around. And I was able to mount it fairly sturdy. And here's how I made that filter quit falling off. So this is what I did to make it work. We got a double box in wrench from Amazon. Got an 8mm on this side and a 10mm on this side. I don't know what the length is. It's probably 6 or 7 inches. I drilled a hole through the end of my filter and used a little bolt that I already had laying around. Bolted that onto here. And on the inside, I used a riv nut that'll fit the 8mm bolts into it. And so now, that's the little bolt that I used to attach it in. And it comes out, I'd say, easier than what the factory one did. The factory had 4 Phillips head screws holding the top of the box on, so you could get to your filter and clean it out. And with this, you take off one band clamp. You lose your bolt, and that's it. Wiggle it on out of there. I wish I would have gone with a slightly shorter one and just found a way to make this bolt set out a little bit further to make that work, but I already found a method that fit this length, so that's what we're doing. Now you've done all that 30 minutes worth of work. This looks like an actual K&N air intake that nobody will ever notice unless they look really close at it, because guess what? You put a K&N sticker on it. That alone adds 50 horsepower, all right? Well, we're back at the house now, guys. As you can see, I've cleaned off the Tahoe. It was too muddy. I couldn't stand it. I got most of it back onto myself, so that's good. But back to what I was talking about, the added power that you get from it. I really wouldn't expect to see a whole lot. They usually advertise around 5% gains, and that's a generalized statement. It really depends on what vehicle you're putting it on and how they respond differently to having more airflow like that. Of course, having a better exhaust behind it, that'll help increase it. and tuning it is where you're going to get the most out of that air intake. So don't do this expecting to have massive horsepower gains. Do it for the ladies and the induction noises that's going to attract them. Yes, yes, there you go. That is how you get the ladies right there. They will all know exactly what that is, and they will all be jumping into your truck. Trust me, my wife has to carry a baseball bat with her. Just kidding. Most of them don't even know what the heck that is. What you're really doing it for is for the boys, because they're the only ones who are going to even know what the heck that is. You can still hear it right here. Sorry. Beyond all of the power and the imaginary ladies that you're going to be attracting, there is one more awesome benefit to having a cold air intake, and that is extra gas mileage. Some people talk about 3 miles to the gallon. I've never seen that. Most of the time I'll get an extra 1 to 2 miles to the gallon. Out of this truck, I think I get about 1 mile to the gallon out of it. But when we're talking about a truck that gets 14 to 16 miles to the gallon, that's a pretty big increase. That definitely makes this thing easier to daily drive and use on a regular basis. If your lifted truck is getting 10 miles to the gallon, you're not going to want to drive it quite as much because it's really draining your wallet, and it doesn't really matter how much money you're making. Every time you put $100 into the gas tank, it's not fun. I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. Please remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and be on the lookout for our next video. I hope you have a great day. Stay blessed. You boys like Mexico?